is more Doug DeMuro. And today I'm going to talk about the other cars I considered when I bought my Kia Stinger. A lot of people have asked, you bought your Kia, what else did you look at? What other cars did you think about? What did you look for? Why did you end up with that? So today I'm going to walk you through my Kia Stinger purchasing process and what else I considered. Before I get started, don't forget to check out Cars and Bids, which is my new online car auction website for modern enthusiast cars. If you're looking to buy or sell something interesting from the 1980s, 90s, 2000s, or now, check out Cars and Bids. We have an amazing selection of stuff currently listed. You can check out Cars and Bids at carsandbids.com or by clicking the link in the description below. Okay, so a little background. As you probably know by now, I recently bought a Kia Stinger GT. But actually, I bought this car back in January. As I was getting ready to launch Cars and Bids, I was going to be selling my AMG wagon on the site, and so I wanted the Stinger to replace it, and then COVID happened and we had to push our launch back, and so I couldn't tell you about the car until now. So I've already had it for like 5 months, but basically I recently bought a Stinger GT. And a lot of people have asked me, what else did you consider? Why didn't you get this? Why didn't you get that? What other cars were on your radar? So I figured I'd kind of walk you through my decision-making process in getting this car. So here's how the Stinger came to be. First off, this is really important. I only considered cars with an automatic transmission and full-speed adaptive cruise control that can bring the car to a full stop and then get it going again. Now, there's a reason for this. I love cool older cars, stuff with a manual transmission, sports cars, all of that kind of thing. But like I mentioned in the video I made when I bought my Stinger, I use this car to drive all around Southern California to film my videos. It's basically my commuter car, except sometimes I'm in it for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day driving all around Southern California. And I spend a lot of time in it and a lot of time in traffic in it. And so it was really important to me that adaptive cruise control that would automatically come to a stop in bumper-to-bumper traffic and then automatically get going again. I will never own another daily driver car that doesn't have this feature. Now, I know it's kind of sacrilege for a professional automotive enthusiast to say they want sort of this automated driving feature, but the truth is it's just essential to me in a daily driver car, and when I get home in that car, then I can enjoy my other vehicles on the weekend or at night. But when I'm in bumper-to-bumper traffic, automatic adaptive cruise control, to me, it's crucial, and I wouldn't get a car without it. So, adaptive cruise and automatic. Now that eliminates a lot of the cars that people ask me about. E39 BMW M5. People ask, well, why didn't you get one of those for a daily driver? Well, doesn't have automatic or adaptive cruise control. People ask, I had a guy on Twitter angrily admonish me for not getting a Chevy SS, like truly angry, like Twitter censored it and I had to click, do you really want to see this? Because he was so mad. Well, those don't have adaptive cruise control. A lot of people asked why I didn't get a Toyota Land Cruiser, because I'm on record saying I love them and I want to have one for years. Well, they don't have full speed adaptive cruise control. Their adaptive cruise goes down to 20 miles an hour, but then it turns off and you have to take over, which is insane because the whole point of adaptive cruise control is it works well in bumper to bumper traffic, and their system actually turns off when you're in bumper to bumper traffic. So frustrating. It is one of the most annoying things. I definitely would have gotten a Land Cruiser if not for that. But that meant that the Land Cruiser was out. And so that requirement, adaptive cruise and automatic, that really did eliminate a lot of the cars you've asked about. But, of course, being me, I also wanted a special car. And I mentioned in my video that I kind of had a $40,000 daily driver limit. It's just kind of what I felt I should spend on a car like this. And I gotta tell you, The amount of special cars that are available for $40,000 or less with adaptive cruise control, that's not a very long list. And the Stinger is one of the very few cars left on that list. And that's kind of where it comes into play. But there is one incredibly obvious car on that list, and that would be Tesla. A lot of people ask, well, why didn't I get a Tesla? And indeed, that's a good question, because it is a special car with adaptive cruise and an automatic, and it's basically in my price range if I get sort of a decent or a used Model 3. So why not Tesla? And to be honest, there's only one reason, and that is that I have nowhere to charge it. As you know from these videos, my garage is already full. I have a 2-car garage and I have a Ford GT and then my cool SUV Mercedes G-Wagon convertible on the other side. And I like a Tesla, but I'm not booting either of those cars out of my garage to park a Tesla. So a lot of people park their electric cars in the driveway to charge them. People have asked me about this, but I don't have a driveway. I've tried to explain this a lot. This has shocked viewers of mine who are in the suburbs, the Midwest. They can't fathom a home that has a garage but not a driveway. But my garage door opens up to an alley, just like this or like this. It's actually not really all that uncommon where I live. And so because of that, I don't have the ability to park something in my driveway to charge it, or else I will be blocking my alley during the meantime. And so as a result, I don't have a place to charge a Tesla. Now, of course, there are a lot of huge Tesla fans that have come to me upon hearing this and have told me all these great ideas they have for things I can do to charge my car since I don't have the capability at home. For example, go and drive your car to a supercharger near your house, charge it, and drive it home. To me, that's just insane. The whole point of an electric vehicle, one of its main convenient factors is that you can park it at home, charge it, you never have to do anything, take it to a gas station or anything like that. And I'm not gonna drive to a supercharger to charge my car for 20 or 30 minutes and drive home. It's just a terrible use of time, and I don't have time to do it. People have also said, well, why not run a cable, from your house, your garage to the street where you street park, and charge it that way. But that's not allowed. The city is not a fan of that. You can't just have cables running over the sidewalk for people with strollers, wheelchairs, disabled, walkers. It's not a good idea, and it is not to code, and you could run into some liability issues if someone trips, etc. Now, this is too bad because Tesla has a lot of what I want in a car, and I would love to be able to get one, but it just doesn't work for my life as long as my garage is full with my crazy special cars. Now, this is a problem I think that a lot of people actually have. Not that there's a Ford GT taking up the Tesla space in their garage, but that they live in an apartment or they only have street parking available where they live, and so they don't have the ability to get an electric car even if they want one. And I think this is going to be one of the challenges that electric car manufacturers are going to have to address. Right now, these vehicles are largely only available to people who live in single-family homes or who have good charging options at work or even an apartment complex. But for a lot of people, they want the vehicle, but there's just no way to actually make it work for their lifestyle, and I'm essentially one of those people. But anyway, beyond Tesla, people asked about other stuff, well, why didn't you get another used AMG wagon or a used Range Rover or a used M5, that sort of thing. But the truth is, I've had a lot of German cars, I've had a lot of European cars, and I wanted to try something different. And I've recommended the Stinger to a lot of my viewers. Kia has made huge strides in their quality and desirability in the last decade or so, and I thought maybe it was just time to try one out and, see for myself what I think. And I think as a good car reviewer and car recommender, that's a good thing to do. To tell people to do something, well then maybe put your own money where your mouth is and go do it yourself also. And so I did. But it's also worth noting the Stinger isn't going to last long in my life. I've already driven it about 4,000 miles since I got it in January, but I do have another car coming that I would like to replace it with at the end of the year. So I'll have the Stinger about a year, I'll get to know it, I'll get to check it out, I'll get to experience a new Kia, which I've wanted to do, and then I'll probably move on. But for now, the Stinger is my daily driver. I'm thrilled with it. It's been great so far, and I really think it's a perfect car for my situation right now. And frankly, I'm happy that I get to try it out. So there you go. That's why I ended up with my Kia Stinger. Hopefully it makes a little bit more sense now. Not a used European car or a Tesla or something manual and non-adaptive cruisy. And now I am a Kia Stinger GT2 owner. And also a Ford GT owner, which puts me in a rather small group, probably of just one.